welcome to another video, guys. And we finally got a sponsor. Yay! We've got a sponsor. We've got a sponsor. And we are now sponsored by Dehancer Pro, which is very exciting. We're going to talk a little bit about that today. And I'm going to show you a little bit on Premiere Pro. What results you sort of can get from it. So, what is Dehancer Pro? So it is basically a emulation software, high-end emulation software, and it helps you replicate film, basically the film look, which is something we all drive forward to achieve when we're making our movies or our short films. As you know, film is purely digital now. A lot of Hollywood companies and independent film companies are using high-end digital cameras like your Reds, your Aries, your Blackmagic cameras, so on and so on. And what we want is to be able to achieve that film look, not the grading look in general, the film look, that little bit of grain, that little bit of character, that's what brings your films to life. And thankfully to Dehancer Pro, we're able to do that. Now Dehancer Pro is available on all platforms, so you can get it for Final Cut, DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, so on and so on. So it's available for basically near enough all platforms, which is fantastic. And it's an awesome piece of software. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump over in a second to Premiere, because it does work on Premiere, which is great. And like I said, it does work on Final Cut, and it's available on DaVinci Resolve. Now, you'll probably look at me and say, Carla, but DaVinci Resolve it's got everything. It's color grading software. It's industry standard color grading. Ah, yes it is. Now, you can do it in After Effects, and this software is available for After Effects as well. So it's literally all platforms. But yeah, DaVinci Resolve is purely for color grading. Obviously, it does editing, special effects, and sound. But when you go to the color grading side of things, it is literally just for color grading, DaVinci Resolve. So being able to emulate film stock in your own style, with your own look and your own character, is priceless in my eyes. I see a lot of awesome short films on YouTube, and they focus on the colour grading. They nail the colour grading, they nail the tone of the film, but it's the emulation. It's that film look which gives it that cinematic look. You can see, there's loads of tutorials on YouTube about colour grading. There's not a lot about it. Not a lot of tutorials about emulation. Creating that 35mm film look that we're used to seeing in films by Quentin Tarantino. Films such as A Clockwork Orange, The Shining, The Thing, but to name a few. So it's great to have a piece of software that you can literally install, and it's targeted, and it's used just for that one purpose, in creating your very own emulation of film. So yeah, let's go over to Premiere Pro. We'll have a little look and see what we can sort of do with it. I mean, it's my first time using this software. So the first time you might be seeing this software, it's the first time I'm using this software. So I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm okay with colour grading. I'm pretty okay with colour grading, but like I say, this has got nothing to do with colour grading. This is about emulation, emulating a film look. So we're going to be doing this together at the same time, which is cool. So I want to jump over to Premiere Pro, and we'll check it out and see what's cooking. If you do like what you see, guys, and you are interested in Dehancer Pro, I will put here, just along the bottom of the screen, promo code. So you can go over to our website, link in the description, and you can purchase it and get a nice fat discount. So yeah, there's a promo code, Film It VFX Studios, to type that in at checkout, and you'll be able to get this piece of software which will take your filmmaking literally to the next level, and that's no bullshit. It will take it to the next level. So yeah, let's get over to Premiere Pro. Right, so here we are in Premiere Pro. In my timeline, I've got a piece of raw footage shot on a Blackmagic Pocket 4K. So let's just go over to my effects window and just set this up. So because it's raw, obviously I've got the freedom to piss about with everything, so I'm just going to basically leave it as it is. Okay, so this is flat, it's not been graded, so on and so on. So what you want to do, first of all, I do apologise, is you want to go over to Dehancer Pro, and then you're going to go over to About, and then here you can either opt for the free trial, which I do recommend. Give it a go, guys. See what you feel about it. I do recommend it, and if you click on it, it's going to give you all the options of what software to download it for. So obviously you've got Photoshop, Lightroom, so on and so on, After Effects, Premiere Pro. Final Cut Pro X is coming, it's on the way, so that will be available for that. So you're going to select what you want and basically just download it. So you select your platform, whether you're using Mac, Windows or Linux, download it, install it, and you should be good to go. So let's go back up to Premiere Pro. So once it's installed, we're going to go to our effects panel, and then I'm just going to type it in. It should be here, as you can see here. We've got Dehancer Pro. I'm going to drag and drop that on top of our clip. Simple drag and drop procedure. So we're going to go back to our effects window, come out of our raw settings, and as you can see there, we've got all our Dehancer Pro settings waiting for us to do our thing. So first of all, we're going to go to input, and then I'm going to select choose camera. So I'm going to select which camera I'm using. You don't have to do it like this. Remember, it's entirely up to you how you sort of play around with this software. And then I'm literally going to look for my camera, which is Pockets and my camera 4K. As soon as you click on that, you can see the difference straight away. That's flat. That's with Dehancer Pro. So I was wrong in what I said before. It is a color grading tool as well, so I do apologise about that. But how easy it is to use and how quick it is to use with no messing around. If you just want to get that look straight away at your camera without messing around, you're good to go. So for people that are not really clued up about color grading, this is definitely 100% for you. So obviously you've got all these slide bars. We've got your exposure, so you can bring your exposure up, bring your exposure down, and it's a typical color grading sort of scenario. So obviously if you record in a flat profile like I did, like I said, this recorded in B-RAW 3.1, so it's the highest quality you can get out of that camera. It's going to want you to do a bit of color grading inside it, so that's why it gives you sort of these options to sort of tweak your final look. But where it gets interesting, if we go over to the film, obviously we've got our emulation, and I always like to go for let me find it, Kodak, this one here. So I like to go for this one here, which is the Kodak version 3200T, and I'll click on that, and all of a sudden it really does give you that awesome it really does give me an awesome look. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring my exposure down slightly, and then I'm just going to play around with all these bits and pieces. Now, emulation and grading, is all based on taste, as you know. Everyone's got their own sort of style, do you know what I'm saying? But obviously it's entirely up to you as you use it. I am not a professional colorist, but I do like to dabble, and I do like to play around and making sure that I get the look that I want to get. So it's all about playing with these settings and diving in. I'm going to punch my color up a bit there, make it a little bit more punchy, and then I'm going to bring my temperature just up slightly there, and then if we go to the top here, before, after, immediately, without me having any experience in color grading or film emulation, I've got a nice look. And that's basically what it is all about. It's about saving time, and just doing your thing. Now, I will definitely, once I'm clued up with the software 100%, I will do a full tutorial on this for you guys in the future. So once I'm sort of clued up with it and I've learnt it, and you know, I'm doing my thing, you know, I will definitely bring you a few tutorials on this. So let's just change that over to positive. Like I say, so you've got analog video, and then you've got digital. So we want the film look, so we'll go over to analog, and then we'll just enable that. You've got all your time codes, so you can your keyframing in there. So it's brilliant. So you've also got a LUT generator as well, which you can generate LUTs. And yeah, it's so easy to use, guys. It really is easy to use. Like I said, I'm not 100%, you know, with this sort of software. I'm not a colorist, but I do like to sort of play around with this sort of stuff. And that, what I think, I mean, this look here, Cinelog, is really, you know, let's play around with the exposure there. And then I'm just going to go on my right side and use my curves. Let's just find my curves. It's one of them days today. I'm just going to bring my curves down up to here. And on its own, I mean, that looks bloody amazing. That really looks amazing. You've got a film print codec, and you've got injury there. So, blinding piece of software. Now, like I said, guys, I will do a dedicated tutorial on this. This is just for me to let you know that it's out there. It's definitely worth getting. I don't earn no money on this. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got, you know, my promo code there. I'm doing this because I believe in the software. You know, let's have a look at chroma. So this is when you're doing chroma key. So let's go back to the beginning. So we've got that. So let's go and delete that. Back to, and then I've got another piece of software. What am I on about? So I've got another scene here that I used. That is taken from our new film, The Wrong, which is in production at the moment. And this is shot in 1080p Blackmagic. So let me just scale that up. So this is Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera. And obviously, as you can see, I've got a scene here from our upcoming film, The Wrong, which is going to be very exciting, which that bit is set in a prison. So I'm just going to drop Dehancer on there, and immediately it's doing its thing. You know, as soon as you add it, if I just turn it off, it's doing its thing, which is incredible. So I'm going to go to input, and then I'm just going to select, I'm going to choose my camera. I don't know if my camera will be on here actually, but I can still use a Blackmagic setting for it, so I can still use the 4K. It's the same ecosystem for camera. Or for instance, if I went to Red 5K Gemini, then obviously that would be a bit too much, so you would want to play around with that. Let's go to Fuji. Fujifilm looks quite nice. It's just about you know, getting a look that you want to get for your films, and I do believe that this software is 100% worth the money. I absolutely love it. Like I just said, as soon as I slapped it on, black, coloured, instant results straight away. So not only this is, you know, this is for creating that film look. If you look carefully here, you know, we've got that lovely grain. We've got that grain here. So just select on that. You can see we've got that lovely film grain that is famous in Hollywood and in cinematic films. You know, I do remember Rob Zombie once said he doesn't like it when the film is so sharp. You can see the people's nose hairs hanging out their nose, and I do sort of agree with that. So yeah, it's blooming awesome. So once I get fluid with this software, guys, I will do a tutorial on it 100%. In the meantime, I do recommend that you pop over to Dehancer Pro and just check it out. Check out the trial, and even with that setting there, look what it's done to the lights. You know, it's made the lights pop, everything. All I would have to do now is go into my colour grading in Premiere which Premiere hasn't got the best colour grading. So if I just bring that down there, a little bit down, you can see there that it's made all the lights pop. You know, you've got the shadows on the guys' heads, you know, from the lights. But like I just said, I'm not a colour grading expert, so but to have a piece of software like this available to me that I can just slap on and then tweak and just get these results is fantastic. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys, and hopefully I've brought to you another piece of software which I think is basically going to be industry standard for filmmaking, for film emulation. Like I've just said at the beginning of the video, if you want to check it out, there is also a free trial. So you've got free trials on all your platforms, your DaVinci Resolve, your Premiere Pro, After Effects, Final Cut, so on and so on. So if you want to check out the trial, notes in the description below. And if you do want to purchase it, film at VFX Studios, type that code in at checkout, and I'll be able to hook you up with a nice discount. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Love you very much, and we'll definitely catch you in the next video. So ciao, ciao.
See you again.